Hello friends, and welcome to Fishcraft. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so very much. So for the past 9 months or so, I have been very deep into my fishing part of this series, which is all well and good, considering, the whole series is made to be around fish, right? I mean, I've got, 1,600 hours at this point into this one world, and 206,000 fish caught, so I think I'm long overdue to do just a little bit of interiors for a lot of these buildings I've been making. Starting with this big ol' apothecary that I made in my last video in hopes of adding just a little bit more plant life and greenery to an otherwise plantless world. So that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to be working on some interiors and trying to get this big building connected to the world around it. The only issue though is I'm really bad at doing both of those things, so this probably isn't going to go very well, but I will do my very best. So let us begin. Our very first step is to go and carefully gather all the different resources I think we'll be needing for this. My first problem is, I don't really know what I'll be needing for this, considering I'm going to be building it on the fly, and I don't really have a resource list, so I think I'll just go and gather all the different things I usually use for an interior, and we'll just see how it goes. But so far, we've got all kinds of moss, a bunch of grass, dark oak wood, and I'm pretty sure we got a bunch of birch now, which means we only need a bunch of spruce and maybe a little bit of copper, because I really like decorating with raw copper and stuff. And in case you're wondering why, it's because it looks like raw fish to me, and I really like it. I do also think it's worth noting that I have no idea how to do interiors properly, so I will be following a tutorial for this, but it's not going to be a block by block one. It's just going to give me the basics of understanding interior stuff, and it's by my friend, which moves us on to phase 2 of doing our interior, defining your world's core. So I need to outline my must-have, should-have, and nice-to-have elements for my story. And once I've got those sorted out, I can move on to the third step, which is building in stages. So I need to start putting in some basic shapes in here and try and define the structure a little bit using the information I have in the books. So I've just gone and I've put in this little tiny pattern floor right here, and now I need to quickly try and separate this stone here from the birch that's at the top of there, just because I want this entrance to feel a bit more cozy, and the only way I know how to do that properly is to make the room slightly smaller and feel a bit more cluttered. So I'm going to try adding a couple of layers to this floor to make it more planty and kind of cute, which also adds to our must be said of the natural medicine and herbs being scattered around thing. Ooh, I kind of like this idea. We could put some like chains and stuff on the corners so that we kind of make it look like this platform's being held up a little bit. And then we just pop a bunch of pots and stuff all over the place to be seen, like here, and a lily in the valley. So we've got green. What else could we add here? Maybe some glow lichen, and then we can also try adding a little bit of green on the walls as well to see if that makes this feel any better. So we'll start in the corners here with the green terracotta, and then we'll work our way. Oh no, this is a stair. Uh-oh. It's okay. We'll just do this then. And then this is green as well. Or maybe... Okay, these two also need to be stone. So then it's this here that needs to be the green. Okay, so I need to keep that stone there, which means we're gonna have to make some of this into the terracotta. Just a little bit though. I have an idea. I'll blend the two using the glow lichen like this. There we go. So when we see it at the bottom here, we get just a little bit of green in our vision. Definitely need some more over there though. So we don't care too much about our exterior. Right now, we're working on our interior. So, that's another tip I remember. Embrace flexibility. Do not be afraid to change your plans and experiment with colors and adapt as you build. Now, obviously, I know I want this main area, or this big empty spot in the middle, to be the main apothecary / plant space. So I guess we'll start with that, and we'll split this into smaller sections. So first off, we will separate this from these other tinier rooms and make sure we've got the walls at least 2 blocks thick so that my interior wall doesn't have to be made out of stone. I just want to re-clarify really quickly that, again, I have no idea how to do interiors properly. I don't know anything about sectioning or carpentry stuff or anything like that. I'm just going with the flow here. That being said, this is what I've got so far. I just finished sectioning off bits and pieces of this room just to split it up a little bit more. I also just noticed some inconsistencies with the texturing here. For some reason, I have this wall as stone, but this one is still birch and stuff, so I'm gonna change that really quick. Right, so I think my first thing is I'm gonna be focusing on this bottom floor, and then once I have this thing like completely finished, then I'll move on to the rest of them. My only issue though is that I don't really have a color palette, so I don't know what color I want the walls and stuff to be. I'll do some testing. Good grief, this is not going well at all. Turns out I really don't know anything about color palettes, so I've just been fiddling around in here trying to find something, and this is not working at all. I thought maybe oranges and like rusty and terracotta would work, but it really didn't look very good. So then I tried pivoting to more of a green, and I feel like this maybe is too green. So I'm not really sure what else to do here. Maybe I could try using a different kind of wood, maybe we could do some dark oak, maybe mixed in with a little bit of stripped spruce, or maybe some actual oak wood. I'll figure it out. I, in fact, could not figure it out. I don't know what to do. I tried using a bunch of different woods and stuff, and something still just feels off about it, and I don't really know what it is. Definitely has nothing to do with the fact that I don't know what I'm doing. Nope, not at all. I think what I'll do is I'll take a tiny break and I'll come back tomorrow and see if I can come up with anything then. And it's raining, so we're gonna take a tiny little fishing break too. Many fishing later, we are good to get back into this. Even after a whole day, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. Maybe we could try adding a couple windows here. Maybe that'll help open the area up a little bit more. I'm gonna say that this looks good for now. I just need to figure out what different colors I'm gonna be using, because I really like the idea of having different colors per room, right? So this is gonna be the earthy, maybe browner colors, where we're gonna be storing all of our dried herbs and just all of our general ingredients that we'll be using for our potions and stuff. And then this area on the left will be the brewing potion area, I'm pretty sure. I very like the dimness of the room. I hope nothing spawns in here. So these walls and stuff will all be orange. And then over here, I'm going to hopefully get this in as either the learning space, or I'm going to use this as maybe like the staircase to get up to the next floor. I haven't thought that far ahead, but this building is shaped so funny. Ooh, I just had an idea. I need to put a tiny circle like I did on this side over here, but on this side. See how I've got the stone and stuff kind of in a circle pattern? Maybe on this side we can do that, but with some dark oak. I take it back. It looks like Bob from Monsters vs. Aliens. Here, maybe turning this into a door frame will help. I mean, it does a little bit, but it still just looks like a face. I've decided to just completely remove that whole entire window, because faces it builds almost completely ruin it for me, so I just got rid of it completely. I also feel like since I've got so much like moss and like green looking stuff in here, I also feel like I should be making it a little bit more muddy and like earthy. So I think what I'll do is I'll add just a trickle of mud, maybe one of these corners or something. All right, there we go. This definitely is green enough to be an apothecary, but I don't really know why an apothecary would be all dirty and stuff like this, but I think it'll be okay, because I did this more for the aesthetic than anything, just because I wanted the apothecary to be very, very earthy and have some very brown tones, so I think it's okay for now. I need to quit trying to add more details to places and just focus on getting this color palette and sectioning finished. So we're going to turn this into the stairwell. I like so. This little stairwell probably has been the weirdest thing that I've had to build in this apothecary so far. This building has a lot of different wonk to it, so I've been having to have things in a really weird position. But as a wise woman once said, dance with the difficulty. Don't fight it. That's such a lovely way to see things, isn't it? So yeah, I think it means that instead of struggling against challenges, you can move with them and flow like a beautiful dance. Rather than resisting, you can try to find a bit of grace in the struggle, or at least that's what I've heard. That being said, there is plenty of struggle to go around here, and I don't know what to do with this. I do also wish I could have made this stairwell a little bigger, but honestly, I don't really know where else to put some more stairs, so this was the best I could do without it being too in the way, I guess, of this little corridor here, because I still want to decorate this whole section with some stuff, and I don't want the stairs getting in the way too much. But I do think it'll be fine with these being so small, because there also is going to be some more stairs that I'll be putting into there's gonna be some more stairs that I'm gonna be putting inside the medical ward, I think, which is gonna be this section right here. We'll have some more stairs coming from over here, so there'll be two ways to get to the top. And if I were you and you were me, I'd use this staircase to get to the top. I also think these vines are way too green. We're inside of a jungle, so that they're a lot more vibrant than they usually are, and they don't quite fit in with the rest of these blocks here. So we'll get rid of the vines. These ferns they're definitely pulling their weight enough so that we don't really need them. And I really hate to sound like the SpongeBob meme where he draws the circle, but now that I've got the basic shape and the idea of what it is I need to do, the rest of it really is just adding details and little bits and bobs to make this place feel more like an apothecary, which I think is probably better in the form of a little tiny little time lapse. And with that, we've finished a majority of the rooms, or at least for the first floor. We haven't even started on the second floor yet. Good grief. Turns out, I think doing interiors is actually, it's a whole lot more time consuming than doing exterior decorations, but it also is a whole lot more fun. Uh-oh. Oh no, I just realized I forgot to put stairs in here. Oh no. How am I gonna get to the second floor? Oh no. It's okay. I'll figure it out. So this right here, this is the medical ward. Now we've got some hay, and we got all kinds of potions and sunflowers and dandelions. I've learned are actually sometimes used in concoctions of making you feel better. We got our cauldrons for making the potions, and we've got all of our beds separated by curtains, just like in our book here. Yeah, see, hospital/medical ward with cots or beds and curtains separating them. Yeah, see, they all got their privacy and they all have their very own lectern and their little nightstand. The one at the end has a bit more space, so I decided to give them a stand, or I decided to give them a chair and also a frame so that they don't fall off the bed, since these ones have the curtains. Just little tiny details all over the place, and also we added all kinds of barrels behind me for all the potential storage that I might be needing for all of the plants that I'll be collecting. While we're on the topic of plants and collecting, I actually have thrown together a few little custom plants of mine that are in dire need of some names. So I did get 2 of them named already, from Lucky Lane 0 and Empress Littlebit. Those 2 will be next to each other. So far we've got we've got Audrey, which is right here, which is Lucky Lane's plant, and then the Widow's Tear. Such a cool name. It's so mysterious. Thank you, both of you. And I have a bunch of other plants that I need some names for that I've been slowly just putting all over the apothecary here. So we've got this one behind me, which needs a name. I don't really know what it does, but it sure looks cool. And we've got a little chunk of it right here, and then we've got a little bit of it inside of this jar. I just hope it's healthy, honestly, but I'll figure it out. We've got this whole apothecary to work with. And then we've got a couple of these. There's 2 of them. I have no clue what this could possibly do. And then we've got another one at the top here, which is also very cool. Kind of looks like a Christmas present, doesn't it? And then we've got another one over here I got 3 of these over here. Goodness, I guess it's a favorite. Okay, so I've got these 2 names, so I need 1, 2, 3 more plant names, and I will definitely be adding more. So if anybody could think of some other plants as well, I will very happily add them, because we have this whole apothecary we still need to fill up. In the meantime, however, I believe it is about time we earned ourselves a small little fishing break. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I time-lapsed this because it's been 9 hours already since I started working on this interior. This interior has taken me 9 hours to do, and it's only halfway done so far. I need to go fishing. Let me just put away all of this random junk I have in my inventory really quick. This isn't random, that's mine. Fortunately for me, I accidentally messed up my schedule, so I get to go fishing until 4 a.m. Oh, I don't think I can. Oh, that's a terrible feeling. All right, never mind. I think instead of fishing, I'm gonna go finish this interior. I got 1 fish. I started this build. I may as well finish it while I'm still in the mood. Oh my goodness. Oh no. There's so many bombs. While I still don't have an idea for what it is I want to do for the top floor, I guess I'll just do what I've been doing and wing it, except this time I don't have a book. So I might have to make another book. So I've got some outlines for what I could do over there. But I'll figure it out. This place is absolutely gorgeous, and I definitely feel like it's the best interior I've ever done. I need to watch these tutorial videos more often. Also, I think my favorite part of this whole apothecary so far is this little spot. This little spot in the corner is just a little solitude spot where you can go and you can do just a little tiny little bit of fishing if you're ever just too stressed out to do anything else. So at least I've got that here. All right, so let's hurry up and get to building these second floors. I originally was going to have this time-lapse without any voices, but I just wanted to ask really quickly how you all feel about the style that this video is in. I think it's really relaxing. Okay, back to the video. Okay, I take it back. Maybe I can't do both of them today. This one is taking me 4 hours to do because I didn't actually have any leather to make some books and stuff. So I had to go and I had to grindstone pretty much every enchanted book I could find in all my barrels and stuff to make some of these bookshelves. So this right here, this is going to be the Apothecary Archive, and I've got plans over here to have a whole little office, just a little relaxing spot to sit, look over your desk out the little window over here. And then over here we are going to have I guess like a critical care type of area where we're going to be putting all the patients who have, I guess, more long-term type of things. We'll be able to put them all up here so they can get some privacy, and they're gonna have their own little zen garden. It's gonna be great. And also we're gonna be storing all kinds of like rare herbs and all kinds of plants and stuff up there. This has been a really good time. I could not have done this without the tutorial. I will leave it in the description. Thank you, Empress Little Bit. That being said, I've got lots of fishing I need to do, so I'm gonna go to sleep now. So I thank you all so very much for watching this episode of Fishcraft. I appreciate every single one of you, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye.